Welcome back, my peeps, my American Indians. We're getting back into that slavery, the greatest deception to deceive indigenous minds, to make them forget who they are and where they come from, or better known as from kings to slaves. And today we're getting back into that American Indians versus everyone, because it's serious and I got more and more to come. So yes, I'm gonna be bringing it to y'all, bringing it to y'all, just like that. So if you are enjoying the videos that I'm about to provide to you guys, please drop a like and subscribe, because every little bit helps. And I thank you guys so much, honestly. But hey, let's go ahead and get into these. I don't want to do all that talking today. Let's get to these videos.
They are calling it the Union of the United States. Africa is trying to run another scam. They are trying to cash in on the slaves they have sold in the past. And who is this diaspora lady? Everywhere I look left, I look right, I look up, I look down, diaspora. Africa has the most culture you have ever seen. The president of Nigeria will now be adorned in a durag and Timbs for his uniform. I even heard that Tanzanians are teaching their animals sign language.
I seen it. The same takeaways I have from his apology is the same takeaways I have from the owner's response to my DM. You're not gonna embarrass me publicly and try to apologize in private. You're not gonna check all these boxes and still treat me the way you treat me. He's like, okay, you black, you like to smoke, you play video games, you do all this and that and the third, but you still profile me. Still. No, we're not gonna turn into a we all thing. A we all thing. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Was I met with some grace and humanity? Where was all that at? If anybody built a brick wall, he did.
What the hell? What the hell? What the helly? What the helly on say? What the helly home? What the helly Perry? What the helly Burden? What the helly Bronte? What the helly side?
So I did see a video yesterday of someone that was African saying Africans consume a lot of, American media, and they, think they know a lot about black people because of the media or whatever. So maybe this is where that, comes from or whatever, because African YNs is crazy. And I'm not saying they can't dress that way. I saw some comments saying, oh, that's American clothes. Don't be willfully obtuse. Okay, so we see, right, that they're dressing like black people in America. Do I have a problem with this personally? No. But, like, if you want to talk trash, the people that's talking trash probably shouldn't be dressing like that. But I digress. If you're not talking trash, whatever, do your thing. I thought they was in America for a second. I thought they was down south or something. I didn't know where I thought they was at, but it was given like block party or something.
Shit. What's up, bro?
What's up, my man?
What's going on?
You getting coffee, did he?
Nah.
This is not a weed spot. That's next door.
Yeah, I know. I can't get a sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Dang. I don't even want nothing now. I go somewhere else, bro. Like,
No.
nah, I'm cool, bro. I'm cool, bro. Nah, it's alright, bro. It's alright. I get a sandwich from there all the time. I go somewhere else and get my sandwich. It's cool. Nigga said it's not a weed spot. Damn. What the fuck? I go get my breakfast from somewhere else, man. That nigga said, what? This is not a weed.
Essence to Afro-S is being confirmed. Whatever y'all thought it was, it is. Check this out.
We had 40 plus acts and performers. That to me doesn't say that we're losing our center. We remain extremely centered on African American culture and on black women. That's our center. That doesn't mean we can't expand out from our center. All it means is we can't lose our center. So focused it on the economics, on the economic side of black, because that's what I know how to do. That's what I'm skilled at.
I can't even believe you took the time to explain that. If
Well,
me,
I mean, some
if
people-
me, Buju Banton, and DeVito are walking down the street and a white supremacist see us, guess what he see? Black.
This argument irks my nerves. What I look like, the white people that he's talking about are uncultured white people. What I look like, letting uncultured white people define who I am culturally. Right? Even the groups that's white adjacent in this country don't let white people define who they are culturally. White people may see all Asians as Asians, but Asians don't view themselves that way, right? You have Japanese that has a different cultural identity than Chinese. You have Chinese who have a different cultural identity than Filipinos. Hell, Japanese don't even get along with Filipinos. You'll never see them hanging out 9 times out of 10 because they have a horrible history. So once again, what we look like, letting some uncultured white people, because that's who he's talking about, the uncultured white people, define who we are culturally. Doesn't make sense. And even if they were cultured, they're still not defining people cultural identity. The only center he's not trying to lose out on is the Black American Dollar Center. You heard the man. Oh, I'm all about black economics. He's trying to tap into that $1 trillion spending power. That's what he wants. It's all about the money and putting African and Caribbean culture under the umbrella of essence. They come over here and reap the benefits off a country that's already been developed. The sacrifice has already been made. The foundation already been laid. Same with Essence already been developed. They're just coming in and try to reap more of the benefits and tap into that $1.7 trillion spending power.
To this country instead of the leeches they are. The whole Pan-African is a play by the government. It's a play. Anyone's Pan-African is the agent of chaos, because Pan-Africanism is anti-Black Americanism. It's anti-American because you prioritize African strangers as opposed to American brothers, siblings, and family. You know what I'm saying? We're not fucking African. Why you putting them first? Why you want some camaraderie with them first? Unless you want to give our resources away and keep us down. Black Americans get nothing out of Pan-Africanism, and we actually lose resources and opportunities because we give our opportunities and resources things we fought for to other people. Africans, Black African Latinos, they get to come here and live comfortably after we fought for the privileges. You know what I'm saying? They get to come in our HBCUs, our communities, use our resources, our culture, our influence, our political clout, our political power, our political backing in exchange for what? What do we get out? They don't give us no land. They don't give us no money. They don't give us no opportunity. They don't give us no education. They don't give us no grants. What do we get out of Pan-Africanism? Why are we paying anything? Like, just because we got the same color, people slaved us, people slaved each other, people raped. Like, we don't know these people's backgrounds. We just gonna be kumbaya with strangers. What sense does it make for us? It has to be a CIA co-op. It has to be a government play. It has to be a government play to keep us fucking stupid and to keep allowing people to get in our way and take our blessings, take our resources, and use our struggle and our plight for their own benefit. Pan-Africanism is the dumbest shit ever. It doesn't make logical sense. What is the exchange that Black Americans get out of the deal? I know what Nigerians get. I know what South Africans get. I know what Afro-Latinos get. They get a bunch of shit. They get to come in the best fucking place on earth. It's like we passing out motherfucking golden tickets to motherfucking Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. We just passing out golden tickets. The more we give, the less we have. You know that? The more opportunity that they get here, the less we get here. They want to say that, oh, y'all unemployed. Meanwhile, we allowing these people to get jobs here while our people are unemployed. These people get shelter here while our people be homeless. You got to be the dumbest motherfucker on earth to be a Pan-African to put other people before your own people. You might as well feed strangers before you feed your kids. You might as well pay somebody else's bills before you pay your own fucking bills in your own house. You're taking care of people. And who people don't give a fuck about, people you don't even know. People who are using you. Pan-African means to use the Black American, because it's only in America. Everyone wants to come here, right, and to benefit off of America. We don't go to fucking in Africa. We don't get no special privileges. We get robbed blind. They charge triple on us. They kill our women. What is the exchange for Pan-African? Be a Pan-African. What's the exchange? What do Black Americans get out of it? Somebody fucking please tell me in the comments, because we don't get fucking nothing. We get fucked. Giving our fucking blessings away to people who don't give a fuck about us. People who possibly sold us. Pan-Africanism got these Africans commandeering our cultural monuments, right? A cultural event that's monumental in this country for decades, right? And Africanizing it. Taking American out of our shit. They're kicking us out of the Pan-African event and making it all African. That's what Pan-African, that's the beginning of Pan-African. We let all these Africans in, then they turn on us and they kick us out. That's what Pan-Africanism is going to do. It's going to let us give away everything till we have nothing else to give, and then the people who we gave everything to going to kick us out of our own fucking shit. Going to take credit for things that we created, that we put blood, sweat, and tears into. They're going to steal our brands, and in the future they don't say we ain't shit. They already say we ain't shit. So we're going to help the people who always say we ain't shit, who always commandeer, who always talk down on us, who side white supremacy, who always use white supremacy talking points and stereotypes in our face every day. Say we lazy, say we take advantage of our resources, saying we fucking uneducated, low IQs, call us niggers. They call us niggers too. Call us cotton pickers, call us Jareers, Hakadas, call us all types of shit. And these people we're going to support with Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism is the dumbest shit. It has to be CIA ran. It has to.
In terms of the first part of the question that you asked, what are the resources? Well, in our community development programs, there's resources there in our family resource centers, but we also are going to have a reinstitution of the Angelino card, something that Mayor Garcetti started during COVID, that will actually provide cash assistance to people. Because, you know, you have people who don't want to leave their homes, who are not going to work, and they are in need of cash. You know, I have met with family members who they needed 2 incomes in order to make the rent. Well, one income was lost in a raid when someone was detained. And this woman with her children now is concerned that she might face being evicted and being homeless. And so it's that type of emergency assistance. And we're fortunate that there's a lot of philanthropic partners who have contributed, and many more, I hope, that will join in and contribute. We're organizing food deliveries. I mean, there's all sorts of things that we are having to do now to protect people from the federal government.
Mayor, thank you for the division. If you can talk to us about, you say you're bringing back, as part of the program, bringing back the Angelino card. And my question is, how soon and how much? If I'm not mistaken, you said there's going to be cash distribution? Yes,
it's a couple $100. I don't know the exact amount, and this should be available in about a week.
In about a week. Mm-hmm. Any
philanthropic organization.
Is there any requirements for people to receive that?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, similar to what we went through with the fires, in our impacted worker center, we had a way of knowing whether somebody was actually impacted by the fire. So it's not like they're just handed out on the streets. They're given to organizations that are in contact, like many of the organizations here, that are in contact with the population. They know their constituents.
Thank you.
With the 2 follow-up questions for my question and his question as well, with those cards, it's 100% philanthropic, or is any of that coming out of the general fund, tax income?
I wish we had general fund money for that. No.
So it's all
100.
DNA. Majority of Black Americans have about 20% European DNA. So
this shows you why you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot use a DNA test to tell you where you come from. Because as you can see here, if you take a DNA test and it says you're part of the West African tribes like the Mandinka, that means you're West African. That's impossible, because the Mandinka are not West African, and neither are most of the people in West Africa today. In the 1850s, Africa had 50 million people on it. Today, it has 1.373 billion people. So your math is way off, and DNA tests do not trace migrations of people. Peace.
First at 5 tonight, we begin Indicator, where some people are outraged after a historical marker was destroyed.
It is the second time in the past 3 months that a marker was knocked down, and the citizens are searching for answers. Our Archie Snowden joins us live now from Old Town. Archie, you spoke to the historian who is just devastated by what happened.
Well, that's right, Ben. Now, the marker tells the contributions, the forgotten contributions of African Americans here in the town of Old Town. Now, they're grasping to understand what happened or why. Seeing the historical marker on the ground, pains historian Peggy Allen Towns.
Absolutely, I was just devastated.
Towns was instrumental in getting the marker placed here in 2016 on the corner of Sycamore and Vine Streets. It identifies the part of the city once known as Old Town and tells the story where life began for many black families in Decatur. Established in 1821, Old Town was the home of many prominent African Americans in the city's history.
The sign was placed to honor Old Town, which is the oldest community in the city of Decatur. And it is not just to a sign that's just here for nothing, but it has a story.
On Friday afternoon, Towns said she noticed the marker was on the ground while traveling through town. This is the second time in months that a marker in the area has been destroyed. Towns believes that if destroying them was not intentional, then that person would have come forward.
Our community is one that cares about history, and I would hate to think that someone purposely knocked it down because of the African American history that the sign denotes.
Towns said,
looking at the state of this country and the state of the world with this new foreign policy, with this administration, my heart hurts. It hurts to see this type of suffering, looking at what's happening in California, National Guard being dispatched. We know, those of us who paid attention, we know that this is the beginning. It's only going to escalate further. And I just want to tell you that, my heart goes out to you. But there's nothing the black community can do. We use our voices. We use our votes. When you look at VP Harris's policies, very little, if any, was going to help the black community as a whole. Her agenda wasn't Afrocentric. Her agenda was middle class, impoverished American centric. Her policies were Palestinian centric, right? Better foreign policies. And we use the power that our ancestors bled and died for. And there's nothing more we can do. A lot of you didn't vote, or you voted for the opposition. And here's where we are. And now a lot of you are asking black people, okay, so what are you going to do? Absolutely nothing. And the reason why we can't do anything is because a lot of you can't be trusted. And I'm just going to keep it real with you. A lot of you can't be trusted because your agenda is your agenda. And you don't care about what happens to us as black people as we help you reach your goals, as we help you get the protection and human rights that you're begging, that you're pleading, that you're fighting for. Palestinian community, my heart bleeds for you out in Gaza City. What's happening to your people is absolutely inhumane and barbaric. But a lot of you are asking black people to do something that we can't do. Because a lot of you cannot be trusted. A lot of you have ill intent. A lot of you have ill intent towards my people. And the reason why you're so angry that we're not taken to the streets to hold up the front lines so we could be mowed down like animals is because you actually believe, just like the white man, you actually believe you have an inherent right to our lives and our sacrifice. You believe that we don't have a right to tell you motherfuckers no. That we don't have a right to put blackness first, to put our safety first. Because you're so used to us putting everybody else's agenda before ours. Now things would be a lot different if you guys didn't consistently, across the board, even within our own communities, been severely anti-black progression. Even the very idea of welfare fucks with you when black people access it. The idea of free college education and free universal health care fucks with you because you envision niggas accessing it. And just because you're suffering, just because your people are suffering, hasn't changed your ill will towards my people. And as much empathy that I have, there is no way when I would advise my people to stand, because we're going to be on the front lines. Once we get out there, you're not going to stand shoulder to shoulder with us on the front lines. You're going to stand behind us and watch us become martyred on your behalf. And when the spoils of war is divided, we're not going to be included. You're going to say we're begging, we're entitled, we want handouts. But you want justice. You want justice. You want reconciliation. You want equity. It's the same thing that black people have been asking for. But you don't believe we deserve it. And you're angry with us because now we're saying, you know what? Y'all got to handle it yourselves, because a lot of you put yourselves in this position. How can we fight on the battlefield alongside a group of people who purposely did this to hurt me and my people? Because we were the boogeyman. We were the ones that they plastered across the screens to encourage you to vote against your own best interest. And we warned you that this was going to happen, and you spat in our face. Y'all actually thought that we were voting for VP Harris because we actually believed that she was going to do something specifically for black people. We were not. And we have never been that obtuse and that illogical about how this country deals with black people and how it feels about black people. We were under no illusion that with VP Harris in office, that somehow the black community was going to be rose above everyone else and we was going to be the new masters. No. We voted for VP Harris to prevent everything that's happening today to you. To the Palestinians, to the Hispanics, to the Haitians, to the Africans, to the LGBTQ community, to the elderly. We were voting to prevent you from going through what our people have been going through for close to 500 years. And we were willing to forego our own best interest, our own self-interest, to make sure that you got yours. And what did you do? This. Everything we're seeing. There's too many of you that voted for this, for us to believe that you have learned your lesson. We know you haven't learned your lesson because now you're upset that we have decided to exercise our freedoms and say no. The nerve of the niggas to say no to you because you believe you have a right to us, and you don't. You don't. We don't even have a right to each other. Do you understand? I can't tell another black man what to do, and a black man can't tell me what to do. I can't tell another black woman what to do, and another black woman can't tell me what to do. It is my decision as a free, functioning human being to decide what the fuck I want to do with my life and my decisions. And if I'm going to put my life on the line, I need to make sure that the person that I'm standing next to won't stab me in the back or push me in front of the tank, just to make sure that their agenda is pushed up to the top. And that's where you are right now. So unfortunately, I cannot advise my people to get out there to be taken advantage of just so that you guys can turn around in our face and tell us that we're asking for something that we didn't fight for, that we don't deserve. Again, this is heartbreaking to see. No cap. Not glazing you. But you did this to yourselves. You're gonna have to pull yourselves up from your bootstraps and really get out there and get into it. Because right now, no. No is a complete sentence. I hope and pray that the universe shines on everyone and bring this administration to its knees and end it before its conclusion. Because it's only going to get worse. California is just the beginning. But in the next few months, it'll be all across the United States. And the last thing my people need is another Tulsa. Peace.
Collective, why these motherfuckers be talking about they chosen and they living in a lavish life? They don't want to live a life of the chosen ones right now. We coming out of the gutter, right? We coming out of hard times, you know what I'm saying? You really want to live our lives? No, you know you don't. You don't want the lives of the chosen ones. It's been hard for us, you know. We're a cunt hair away from taking somebody's life if it ain't for the Most High. All praise to the Most High for holding us back. Because we're this close to kicking somebody's ass and catching a case. You see, it's real deal out here. So you don't nobody really wants to walk in our shoes right now. Right now, we're actually coming up out of the bullshit. And you want to walk in our shoes? Start at the beginning. Go through a little bit of homelessness, go through separation, humiliation, sleep in your car, sleep here, sleep there. Go through the hermit phase of not having shit. And wondering, how the fuck you gonna get it? If you can't deal with that, go ahead and sign on the dotted line and sign up with Satan. You know, Satan would love to take you. You see, he'll love to have you aboard his, get you aboard his squad. You know, you'll get everything you want now, all the lavish life, the girls, fame, money, everything. You see, but in the last days, all of that gotta go. You see. Like these motherfuckers who claiming they so-called spiritual You know, everybody want to be chosen. Hey, let's all jump in the bandwagon and come on in for a win. Let's all act like we're chosen. While meanwhile, you're lavish. You're living beautiful out here. But the real motherfuckers is holding it down. They suffering in the end. No, we're about to come up. And you're about to take the other end of that shit stick. Alright? All you motherfuckers who think that, oh, I'm homosexual. I'm still gonna get through the gates. No, you're not. The Most High don't condone that. Don't y'all understand? It's nice for you to think that. You know, it may be nice for you to think that two homosexuals is going to walk through the gates, but you're not. You have to go back to being original, who you were. You're not keeping it authentic. How is someone that is not operating in authenticity going to make it? You can't. You have to return back to the original blueprint. That's why they tell people, stop doing this, stop doing that. You know, bring yourself back to the original settings. You know, they say, what's that called? Repenting, right? So how you going to repent if you already chopped your shit off?
All right, so there's more. According to an African report, $1.7 trillion by 2030 is supposedly up for grab. Who's that $1.7 trillion spending power that's up for grab? That's right, Solani. There's multiple articles and summits that have been going on that include our spending power without our voice. But yet we're supposed to be taking this belittlement, this disrespect, this cultural appropriation, or should I say this money grab, this cash grab, this oh, we all black narrative. But yet all this money is going to go back into Africa, but not into our communities. And I'm supposed to sit here and be okay with that? Aren't we? We're barely able to get startup loans for startup companies. We're barely able to sustain our communities or build our communities because they keep on giving business loans and grants and everything to everybody else but us. And yet here we are having this conversation in 2025 with all these diaspora wars and the Essence Fest, the Zulu Parade. We can go. This is fucking crazy.
Oh, speaking of man, RG3, tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese. I'm punching your fucking face. Okay? It's enough. Like, I don't usually do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job, you got your podcast, leave my Angel Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her not to respond. Fucking stop it. That's the last time. Okay? Thank you. It's not real hate. If you look around what's going on in this real country, that's hate. This is sports. I'm not supposed to like you. It's a shame that all the stuff you did in your life, you're going to be remembered for your podcast. You're going to be remembered for your podcast. That should tell you you're not that fucking great. I don't want to be remembered for Shaq's Bit podcast. I do not. Like, leave those girls alone. You already spoke on it. Let it go. So what? He hates us. So fucking what? I hate you now for messing with her. Now what? Say something about me. But she's not going to respond because I'm the one calling her and be like, baby, keep it classy. Because she's not soft by any means. You're from the streets. But I'm like, you're beautiful. Don't indulge with these fools because he's a fool. You don't even have G14 classification to say that. I would respect it more if Lisa Leslie said it. Like, that's your category. Stay out of them people's category. Okay, you're sports, whatever you do, you talk about sports, but bro, you don't need to be going deep. Y'all can go deep. Y'all are females. Y'all understand what that's like. If he hates her, so what? Mind your business. Like, I don't mind you doing your job saying anyone, but don't pick on that little girl. Because guess what? I'm her protector. Now pick on me. You pick on me, I'm punching your fucking face.
And another thing, I'm tired of hearing, if you can't beat them, join them, right? If I can't beat you, I don't want to play. I don't want to play because the reason why I can't beat you is not because I'm talentless. It's not because I'm incapable. It's not because I'm not trying hard enough. That's not why I can't beat you. I can't beat you because the game is rigged for you to win, right? I can't beat you because you're cheating. I can't beat you because you're immoral, right? That's why I can't beat you. Not because I'm just incapable of being on the same level as you. That's not it at all. If I can't beat you, I don't want to become you in order to win the game. That's dumb. Why are we encouraging people to do that? And then we turn around and say, oh, where's the humanity? What's wrong with people nowadays? You're encouraging people to be assholes and dickheads. These people that they aspire to be are losers. They're losers. They're out here bragging and boasting about how they're so awesome and they're the best and nobody can beat them, this, that, or that. You're supposed to win. The game is rigged for you to win. It would be weird if you didn't win. The only reason why they're winning is because they handicapped everyone else. They made the game impossible for other people to win, or they made it so hard that other people, or only a few people, could win and achieve the same things that they did. And you all are like, oh, well, if you can't beat them, join them. That's awesome advice. That's what I got for you. What are we doing? What are we doing? These people are fucking losers, and you all are like, yeah, I want to be just like them. My God.
Guys, why can Africans not get this concept? Black Americans are not immigrants. You Africans flee everywhere, Europe, Asia, the Middle East, America, Canada. So when you see somebody with melanin somewhere in the world, you think that they are a migrant from an African country or a descendant of migrants from an African country, but not when it comes to Black Americans. We are indigenous to the Americas. So if I get tired of California, I might go down to Florida. When I'm done in Florida, I might go to Puerto Rico. Hey, I might feel like going to Mexico, so I'll go from Puerto Rico to Mexico. Oh, damn, maybe I'm tired of Mexico and I want to go back towards the Bahamas. Maybe I'm tired of the Bahamas and I want to go up to Oregon. Oh, maybe I'm tired of Oregon and I want to go down to Louisiana. Guess what? That's all still the Americas. That's all still our homeland. Y'all are the migrants. We're not. Which is why we're not worried about Trump or ICE or none of that, because Black Americans are the only non-deportable class of citizen.
They call me classless. Just because I talk my talk, celebrate how I want, and refuse to shrink myself to make y'all comfortable. But when others do the exact same thing, when they talk trash, when they flex, when they show passion, it's called grit, it's called competitive fire. So why is it different when it's me? Let's not pretend we don't know why. I've seen how the media flips the story. When Caitlin Clark does You Can't See Me, it's iconic. When I do it, suddenly I'm the villain of women's basketball. You see attitude, I see pride, you see arrogance. I see a young Black woman who refuses to be quiet. I'm not just playing for a ring, I'm playing for every girl who was ever told she's too loud, too much, or not enough. I'm not here to apologize for who I am. I'm here to win. And if that makes you uncomfortable, that's on you. Y'all keep saying you want personality in women's sports. Well, here I am, unapologetic, fierce, real. You can love me or hate me, but you can't ignore me. So go ahead and call me classless. Say what you want. But just know this, I'm still here, still standing, still dominating. And at the end of the day, whether you cheer or boo, you're still watching.
But can we just talk about how African Americans and Africans don't even look that different?
I am convinced that a lot of West Africans do not have a good idea of what they actually look like. Because as a Black American, I can tell from a mile away whether you're Black American or whether you're African. And it has nothing to do with your facial features. It has nothing to do with your skin tone. It has nothing to do with your hair texture. I can tell by looking in your eyes whether you are African or Black American. Black Americans are 400 years removed from Africa. Majority of Africans have 90 to 100% African DNA. Majority of Black Americans have about 20% European DNA. So you're not going to sit up here and tell me that I look like someone who has 90 to 100% African in them when I'm 1/3 white. And I think the big issue here is I feel like a lot of African people feel as if a Black American person is saying, oh, we don't look like you, then we're calling you ugly. No, that's not the case. We just don't look like you. Any Black American would be able to look at you and say, oh yeah, you're African, or hey, you're Jamaican, or hey, you're a Black American. Because we as a community have built such a tight-knit community that we know who our people are. We know our kinfolk. And us saying that we do not look like you and that we can tell the difference it's not throwing shade at you at all. It's not saying, oh, you're less attractive or that we're better than you. It's not saying that at all. I've had so many Africans say, oh, you look like you're from South Africa. You look Egyptian. You look like you're from East Africa. You look at everything except for the fact that my ancestry is West African. Honey, no. The features that you see that don't look 100% West African, it's just European DNA. And it's from slavery. And I wish a lot of African people would just stop trying to gaslight Black Americans and just respect the fact that we are a separate group of people with our own cultures, with our own identities, with our own separate looks.
The term African American erases us from our own achievements.
It gives it to a whole continent instead of an individual group of people. Calling ourselves African American is like Mercedes calling themselves car, just a general term. While everybody else is a BMW, a Toyota, a Camry, we're just car. So now when you see a Mercedes, you're not thinking of a Mercedes, you're thinking of just car, something general, something that's not distinct. The achievements of Mercedes, the luxury of Mercedes, is now attributed to every car. It's not individually their accomplishment. Same with the term African American. It's taking all this beautiful culture that Black Americans have created and attributing it to a whole continent. Just generalizing us. That is not wise at all, and it was intentionally done to remove us from our own accomplishments. The most insulting thing you can call us is African American. It's erasing us.
Good, because you'd be a fucking terrible dad. You'd be a terrible dad. What is wrong with you? I have never met anybody like you guys. Lady, do the homework. My God, you are been more embarrassed in my life. I am a Jewish woman. You're a disgusting piece of shit. Kids here still. Kids here. You're suburban. Suburban. I live in Oakland, you fucking asshole. You're a loser and a fucking loser of life. Where are you in Oakland?
I would just consider myself white American. It's just the norm. To be white is the good thing.
It's the default race.
You kind of get this feeling as you grow up that things belong to you.
I won't have to deal with prejudice that someone who's Asian, someone who's black, someone who's Spanish should have to deal with. That's my privilege as a white person. It's but it's true.
It's time to talk about whiteness. The Whiteness Studies reading list explores the historical development of white identity from its roots in European colonialism, the concept of white privilege, and how whiteness interacts with class, gender, and sexuality.
Why do Black creators create the culture but can't make the money? Research the trends, the slang, the sounds, every bit of it. But Black creators only make 35% less than their white counterparts. Why is that? Not just pay. If I say I got racially profiled at the mall, that post is more likely to get flagged than the racist comments underneath it. Yeah, it's that bad. They're defunding DEI, banning Black history, and relaxing hate speech rules. So yes, racism is still available online, just not when we talk about it. The algorithm doesn't just silence us. It profits off us and then bury us. And when we fight back, it's called violating community guidelines. That's why Every Day is Juneteenth exists. We create and curate media that's independent, unapologetic, and ours. $1. That's all it takes from each of you to power a year of Black storytelling. Not filtered, not silenced, just facts.
McDonald's is now accepting EBT. McDonald's is now accepting EBT, and this news is coming to us right after we found out that the casinos are allowing for Uno to be played at the table, and that's coming to us after we found out that you can Klarna, DoorDash, and Uber Eats. I got 2 points I'm going to make with all of the information I just told you. These are all things that all of these corporations could have been applied. They could have been made available, okay? The timing of it all is for 2 reasons and 2 reasons only. Some of them are being boycotted, right? And then 2, the industry overall was seeing a decline. It's been seeing a decline. See, McDonald's is on our hit list. They are on our Black consumer hit list since they decided they wanted to renege on their DEI programs, right? You think that this EBT tactic is not just a ploy to try to reel us back in? Just like how they released the snack wrap again, this is literally targeting our demographic. Something that they could have been allowed and been implicated into their, into their company, their franchise, whatever. Because just imagine how many kids would have actually been able to eat. I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger. But remember, they didn't want people to be able to get hot food off of EBT. Now, all of a sudden, McDonald's is accepting EBT, but they still don't want to respect the actual consumer, the black consumer, the poor consumer, the immigrant consumer. Yeah, F y'all. So yeah, McDonald's isn't slick with that one. Now, let's get into the casinos. Casinos have been seeing less profit since 2023. And if we're going to be really honest, especially around COVID time when so many of us were unemployed, right? There were some people who actually spent their entire life savings because they were going crazy and they wanted something to do. But a lot of them could not gamble. They could not afford to gamble because of the economy, right? And the state of employment and all those things. That's still the case today. Think about it. The boomers are on their way out. Then you got Gen X that does not have the retirement plan that they were actually promised. They don't have the retirement plan. They cannot retire. So how are they going to gamble? With what money? Right? These games that are currently being played at the table in the casinos, us younger millennials, right? And the Gen Zs, who's playing that? Do you know what Baccarat is? Do you know how to play Texas Hold'em? Do you even know how to just play regular poker? Do you know how to play Caribbean stud poker? Do you know how to play blackjack? Right? We don't know how to play any of these games. So they had no choice but to bring Uno to the table, because how else are they going to continue to keep their customers? They need to try to keep the industry thriving, and it's been on a decline since COVID. Debt is another way to keep the economic wheel that is America and capitalism running. They need that. They need that right now, right? They can't get it out of the boomers, and they can't get it out of the Gen X. So they're looking at us millennials. They're looking at the Gen Zs because they need debt in order to keep the economic wheel running. And furthermore, all of those things that these corporations are doing, McDonald's with EBT, the casinos with Uno, Klarna, you can Klarna now, or Afterpay, freaking DoorDash and Uber Eats. It's all proof that they know the demographic of their consumers. Their main consumers are the young kids, the black people, the poor people, and the immigrants. They fucking know it. Okay, they know it, which is why you boycotting with your money speaks volumes. Okay, it speaks louder than you actually think that it does.
You want to know why people get online and they in their interracial relationship and they start bashing their own race? Now this goes for men and women, because I keep getting accused of gender war rhetoric on this. Reason one, they not happy. They just want to make you believe that they are. When your relationship is built on perception and on proving that you're different, on being chosen and escaping your community, you can't admit it's not working. So what do? You project, you overcompensate, and you start disrespecting your own people. Not because you believe it, but because you need your relationship to look like the prize. It wasn't about love, it was about your ego, about validation, about trying to feel superior because somebody from the dominant group picked you. But when that honeymoon phase ends and reality sets in, they ain't leaving their culture for you. They not fighting your battles. You still alone with somebody who see you as a prop. So when they get online and start bashing their own race, don't mistake that for confidence. That's not joy, that's a coping mechanism. You dealing with internalized shame. You didn't level up, you sold out, and you just need the internet to clap for it. Reason two, they need validation from their partner. You know why RG3 get on his little podcast and shit talk Angel Reese with his little milk in the background kikiing? Because that's a proving ritual. A little, see baby, I ain't like them. Look how loyal I am to you. I'll even attack my own people. That ain't love, it's loyalty theater. It's please accept me in high definition. That's how proximity to whiteness works. It's not enough to be with them. You gotta distance yourself from your own.
And the more confident and talented and loud a black person is, like Angel Reese, see, the more threatening that feels to them. So they perform, they disrespect, they try to prove that I'm safe, I won't cause problems, I ain't like them, I hate them too. But they'll never see him as an equal. White people will never see RG3 as an equal. They'll never have any actual respect for him. They'll let him do his little show, but they ain't gonna never put him in charge of anything. And part 3 is part of part 2. See, white people are only going to accept you if you play a role with no self-respect, no dignity, and zero backbone. See, they need to know that you are safe for them. So you gotta minimize yourself. You gotta smile wide. You gotta criticize loud. You gotta prove to them that you one of the good ones. But nobody respects a person who betrays their own people. They don't. No matter what they say or how nice they are to you. Look at every on their side black person who even said anything remotely pro-black. They immediately eviscerate that person. They didn't have any respect for them from the beginning. They will quickly remind that person who they are and where they belong in their hierarchy. People who are fulfilled in their relationships, they don't get online and start tearing down their own people. They don't bash the communities that raised them. They don't constantly criticize and compare. Because real love doesn't need validation from strangers. What they are showing, it's not confidence. It's a cry for approval. You're not defending your relationship. You're just trying to shed the shame of selling out. You're not in love. You're in a long distance relationship with self-hate. And you brought that white person along for the ride. Once again, this is for black men and black women who date outside their race and talk down on their own people.
So this goof-ass LA Mayor Karen Bass introduced a bill, a proposal of cash payments for illegal immigrants or, people who might be suspected to be illegal immigrants because they're afraid to go to work, they're afraid to show up at work, for being at the mercy of ICE raids and so on and so forth, bro. That is the most disrespectful fucking shit. People pay taxes and stuff like that. People work hard to get where they were, and they did not pay taxes for that. But you're using their tax dollars to give foreigners cash payments. I don't think that's why they work hard to pay taxes, right? And then y'all are so fucking fake with this progressive shit. Y'all act like y'all the most progressive. You market yourself as the most progressive people, the most progressive city, the most progressive state. You're only progressive to the LGBT community and outsiders and foreigners. You are the most disrespectful entity to black Americans, specifically the ones whose lineage is from this country. You do these year-long studies for reparations, right? And right before, Kamala Harris tries to become president, you use foreigners who look like black Americans, basically have them represent black Americans. You use those people to reject the bill, right? But you didn't think one bit for giving cash payments to illegal migrants seeking asylum, being at the mercy of ICE raids. That's so fucking fake, bro. Let me know what y'all think, bro. That's disrespectful as shit.
I'm a person who don't give a fuck how white people view us. Mm-hmm. And I hate when people say like, oh, this is gonna make us look so bad. This is why they look at us like this. I grew up watching videos of civil rights activists in suits and ties and dresses get hosed down and dogs sicked on them. I don't give a fuck about, white people don't give a fuck about how we act, how we look, how professional, how educated. Black is black. And you could fall for the whole like, oh, acting like this is why white people don't respect us bullshit if you want to. That shit don't matter. Now, it's degenerates in every culture. You know what I'm saying? Asians, whites, they got the white fucking meth heads. They got the Asian, whatever the fuck they be doing. The drunken monkey Asian niggas, I don't fucking know. They got Mexican. Fuck around is racist. Ain't no race or culture out here doing good enough to be just looking down on us. Like every culture and race could look in the motherfucking mirror if they got something to say about anything we got going on.
You know what I think the real problem is? we are so used to disrespecting our women from the communities, from the neighborhoods we come from. When we see a black man uplifting the black woman, we automatically assume there's an agenda behind it. Oh, he's pandering to black women. Oh, he's using his consciousness to get pussy and all of these things. Like, I don't have to do any of that because I could pull any black woman I want to, regardless of me putting out this content. I could never put out a video again and I could still pull whatever black woman I want to. I pass all of the physical tests for the black woman. I got the height, I got the hair, I got the tattoos, and I got a big dick, my nigga. You see what I'm saying? So I pass all of the physical tests. You know what I mean? And I'm just being real with you. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm trying to get y'all to understand. I actually observe what's going on in our communities. I see the rise of interracial dating, interracial marriage. I understand as a black person, you cannot, and just any, peoples in general, you cannot understand where you're going if you don't understand your culture, where you come from, and all of these things. So these are my honest, authentic takes when I talk about interracial dating, when I talk about interracial marriage. This is not about pandering to black women. This is not about using my intellect to pull women and all of these things. It's not about any of that, because I never even entertained the idea of sleeping with multiple women just because they are beautiful, because I understand that sex is spiritual, it's deeper than the physical pleasures. So I was never even on that timing. You know what I mean? I'm not doing this to pull black women. I'm doing this because this is how we are going to improve our communities and rise again as a people. We need to be with our own.
You understand how evolution works, you silly girl? The Mecca, aka Aztecs, Mayans, and their own civilization and culture. You just called out 3 African tribes. That's all you did. That's all you did. Mayans, Aztecs, and Incas literally were just 3 African tribes. Did you know that? That literally traveled back and forward to the Caribbean, speaking with their elders and their ancestors and their relatives. Ever asked yourself why there's hundreds, hell, even thousands of pyramid structures in Mexico? You've never asked yourself that question? Silly girl. Do you think Juan, Miguel, and Manuel went outside and decided to build pyramids off the fucking cuff? He just said, we're gonna just start building fucking pyramids. The pyramids in Mexico are only 1,000 years old. How old are the pyramids in Africa? How old are they? Maybe the scientists and the mathematicians and the astrologers and the, boat makers and the culturalists and the farmers and the bakers and the people that brought you, the flatbread from the Passover that y'all now call tortillas came to Mexico? Like they did. Seems like they did. Like they did. Oh, is that a do-rag? Seems like they did. Seems like they did. Oh my God. Oh my God. It seems like they did. Seems like they did, babes. Seems like they did. It seems like they did. I'm tired. Seems like they did. I don't want you to misunderstand me, okay? There were people in Mexico for well over 23,000 years going back and forth. But coming back and forth to a place isn't a civilization. The Mayans, the Osamec, the Incas, and the Aztecs created civilization. And guess when those civilizations came about? The very first one started 1,000 years ago. They lasted for 2,000 years. What do you fuck think changed for it to create a civilization after 23,000 years? What do you think changed? Spread misinformation. Not at all. Not at all. I don't like to spread misinformation. I want you to read right here. Spanish arrival in the 16th century, while the Incas, the Aztec empires flourished in the centuries leading up to the Spanish conquest 16th century. Where do you think they went? Where do you think the Incas and the Osamecs and the Mayans went when the Spanish arrived? Bitch, you're looking at us like we went into slavery. Pulled us into slavery and reclassified us as African American.
Crazy work, crazy work. Like they just want us to be a part of them so bad, and it's like we're like, nah, we're good. All that, you slave babies. All that, you don't know where you come from. All that, y'all not a part of us. Like, yeah, y'all have said that shit before to black Americans. I've heard it myself from Africans. So now that it's a problem that we want to separate, that shit is goofy to me. Nah, let's get the separation done. We are who we are, y'all are who y'all are. They should have never changed our fucking names to African Americans in the fucking 70s anyway. That shit is so dumb to me. Just because we both have melanin don't mean that we are the same. And people need to understand that. Just because we have melanin don't mean that we are all the same. I am full-blooded American. Full-blooded. Like, come on now. My lineage traces back here. And that's just how it is. But hey, I've been your boy Azrael. Alright, let me not say that. Let me say this. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe, because every little bit helps. And we thank you guys so much. But I've been your boy Azrael. This has been another episode of Azrael Reacts, and I'll check you guys next time. Deuces!